Didn't know they were coming, but I guess I gotta quickly move everything. Just waiting for the car to warm up a little bit, mainly the Lamborghini. And yeah, another day in California. The weather is kind of crappy today, and that's probably one of the main reasons I didn't expect them to show up. But you know, here we are. So you know, it is what it is. Getting everything moved out as quickly as possible. He said only one car actually needs to be moved, while the others can just be backed up a little bit, so they're not in the way. And now we head back inside. As you guys could see, literally no noise because nothing's being done. So I'll show you guys what they've done, but you know, cars over there. I mean, it's going to be news to me too. Obviously the exterior is being done or continued on Monday, so nothing to really add there. But let's see, I don't know if that looked like that before. I feel like it still looks the same in here, as far as I can tell. Got an outlet over here. I don't think that was there before. I don't know what the hell all this random white stuff is. But yeah, I think the guy yesterday probably did that before he left. Here we are inside. Trying to see if I recognize or see anything that's different. I don't think these pieces were over here against the wall. But yeah, that's that. I don't know, I feel like it looks the same. So I'm not even sure what they did in the hour they're here. You guys know what time it is. Time to start moving the cars back. Step number one, make sure there's no nails. I saw a couple over there, but move those out the way. I don't think anything's there. We are taking a trip in the Lambo, and I will be recording today. I should talk about the first time I got pulled over. Towards my last days in college when it happened. So I basically was taking a lot of my stuff home. I didn't want us to make too many trips. My college was an hour and a half away, so I didn't want to have moving out become like a whole ordeal where we're making endless trips back and forth. So leading up to the end, basically what I ended up doing was I would bring home stuff every week or so because I was coming home anyways. I got pulled over pretty close to my house actually, and you would think it would have been worse considering that we were like you know, an hour and a half away. But what ended up happening was I got pulled over at the very end of my drive. Basically, I got pulled over, and it was interesting, you know, and I knew that I was probably going to get caught for speeding, which is basically exactly what ended up happening. But what was more confusing about that, and I got caught supposedly at least doing 69 in a 45 zone because I was trying to overtake this car before we merged. So in the process of overtaking this car, I had to speed up at least a little bit, which is exactly what I did. But when I did that, you know, I ended up getting caught because there was a cop on a motorcycle hidden underneath the tree that I didn't notice. Got multiple tickets. I won't reveal what one of them was, but I potentially almost got 5. I got one for speeding because I had gone 69 in, I believe, a 45 zone. I got another one for tinted taillights. So tinted taillights is one of those things where it's illegal, but you probably will not get pulled over for just having tinted taillights. As I explained in the original story, and I'll try to keep this story as similar as that one with my side comments and everything, but it'll be hard to keep it exactly the same because I do make different side comments and whatnot. But essentially, you probably won't get pulled over for tinted taillights unless you're doing something else allegedly wrong. And in that case, the cop will probably just tack on as many things as possible. So since I was getting the speeding ticket anyways, the cop decided to tack on the ticket for tinted taillights. So by the same token, I got pulled over, or I got another ticket for tinted windows, because I believe you're not legally allowed to have tinted passenger and driver side windows, and that's exactly what I had done, which was evidently illegal, I guess. And so they decided to tack that on. I've never really seen anybody get pulled over for tinted windows. I think I've seen that in the Stradman video in like Utah or something, but I've never actually heard of anybody getting a ticket in California for tinted windows. It's one of those things you won't get pulled over for, but if the cop gets the chance to tack it on, they'll tack it on. So ended up tacking on taillight tints, tinted windows. He let me go off of one of the tickets, which I won't explain, but it wasn't something that serious at all. So I'm not hiding what it was because it was like extremely serious or anything. I just don't feel like sharing it, but maybe one day. And the 5th ticket, so basically we had tinted windows, tinted taillights, speeding. He let me go off on one of the tickets that I don't want to explain. And then the 5th ticket would have actually been tinted headlights. So what happened was I got super lucky because the police officer basically pulled me over, and the road isn't that long or that large. So when I got pulled over, he came on the right side of the car and just spoke with me, and then went back to the cop car, came back, spoke with me again at the right side of my window, and then that was pretty much it, I believe. So he never really went around the car. He never came on the left side, not that he would really be able to tell, but essentially he didn't end up noticing what would have been the 5th ticket, and I'm pretty sure he would have written me that ticket as well, and that was tinted headlights. So from my understanding, at least back then, tinted headlights were illegal as well. Obviously not the safest thing to do with your car, especially if you're gonna drive at night. But I had tinted headlights. So, you know, with the understanding that I got ticketed for tinted taillights, I'm pretty sure there would have been no way I would have got away with tinted headlights if he had seen them. But fortunately for me, he did not. But at the end, because of the entire altercation, I ended up getting 3 tickets out of 5. And as I explained, I believe in the other story as well, you know, and I explained at the beginning of this story, I was wrapping up college. And the reason I was wrapping up college so quickly and trying to get everything out was because I was actually going across the country to go to law school. So I believe I finished school on like Wednesday or Thursday, and then on Friday my flight was to North Carolina, and then on Monday I started law school. So that's why I was pretty much in a rush to move everything out. And what happened was, I believe ticket for speeding, which was about, I think, like 465 or something. And then the tickets for the tickets for the windows and the ticket for the tinted taillights were actually fixing tickets, which basically means from what I remember, at least, you got to take the car to the police station to prove that you fixed these issues with the car. Now, keep in mind, since I was going to Carolina, the car actually was coming with me. So the car got shipped to Carolina and it was no longer here, and then my dad actually had to go to the police station or whatever, or the court, I believe it was the police station, and explain that the car no longer resided in California, and for that reason there was no way for us to actually show or prove that the fixing tickets were sort of resolved by fixing the issues with the car. And I don't remember exactly what happened, but they ended up letting the situation go rather than chasing after the car, which remained in Carolina pretty much off and on for like 2.5 years. And yeah, that's pretty much how that went. Sort of got away with the fixing tickets, technically speaking. I don't remember if there was any monetary fines for that. I hope not. But regardless, the speeding ticket was almost $500 alone anyways. So it was an interesting situation. Obviously, if the fixing ticket had no monetary fine to it, then I guess technically you could say that out of the 5 tickets I would have got, I only, technically speaking, maybe got 1, because I didn't have to actually fix any issues with the car that allegedly existed. So interesting situation, but fortunately it got resolved and got back. And fortunately, we successfully went another day without the check engine light.